Good afternoon, everybody. Now we move to model number 3, which speaks about communication styles and assertiveness. So, moving on to the communication styles. Now, we have up till now seen that assertive behavior goes beyond what is said. What is said is as important as how we say it. So, even if in total silence, our body language says a lot. So sometimes what it is said is also opposite of the non-verbal clues which is be given. So now let's see up some non-verbal cues that are associated with assertiveness, passiveness and aggression. Now in passive communication, just a goal is to so we identify different characteristics along with the behavioral styles. Now our goal is to avoid conflict, right? So in passive communication, it will be more unreasonable demand, going along with the crowd. We don't have any opinions. There won't be any negative feedback, no disapprovals. The belief here is others are more important. Others can control, not I. They're very effective, not me. Over here, a belief for the reciprocant is me as a servant. What will be our emotions? Emotions in passive communication will be fear of rejection, helplessness, and frustration. Moving towards aggressive communication, our goals here will be a very short term gains, will be intimidating others, less demands, fearless, we feel powerful, wrongs of past has passed on, blowing off steam. Now, what are the reasons of being an aggressive communication? Reasons will be aggressive, parents, somewhere we had a low self-esteem, no option, don't know consequences. Emotions. Emotions here will be victims of situation, origin in fear, threatened and win at any cost. Moving towards an assertive communication. Right. In charge of your own and that to others too. What will be the benefit of being an assertive in communication will be, it will be ease to relate, relax, being in present, not in history. Also assertive to others, assertiveness, request, difficulty, temptations, holding from or automatic. What will be the emotions in assertive communications? Honest, acknowledge emotions and considerate and out of choice. Here, let's move to reflection 1. Over here, let's pause up and relate to some real life personal with each style which has been just discussed with you. Now let's move to reflection spot number 2. Give a short scan, kind of a language they use in this reflection spot number 1. Great. Now let's move to another situation based case study. Over here we would like to share with you a situation which often you would have dealt in the office. This is of a young man who worked with around 2 women with him which were early into 50s. The role of this young man was nothing but he had to work for 3 days in a week from a regular office timing between 8:30 to 4, and he too only had to do the data typing. Anyways, the lady which was behind him, which was his rather the reporting which he used to report to, was a bit opinionated and very stubborn. This boy used to really hate politics, and then he used to always feel so much of negativity around himself. He also found that she used to listen to the political radio all day long, and then he used to hate a lot of things which used to upset him, since he was more on focusing on work. So he was into a dilemma whether should he just put up an earphones and listen to the iPod songs, or just to avoid her, or just ignore her. So he was into a dilemma here. And he also felt that listening to an iPod songs for 7 hours straight would have been really sickening. So now how would you deal with the situation? Yeah. First, until because we need to understand here that she is his boss, if he approaches her and is going to tell her that this is disturbing him to work, it would really perhaps would taken the other turn around. However, being that dynamic, I think very effective here would be just tune into music. So now the second situation might be that yes, he might have a chance and you just feel like yes, let's listen to the music. Okay, but what happens if you get more songs, since the situation may be if someone asks you for the translators and can just plug in their earphones into what is listening. Okay, also let's move to a fifth situation when let's not mention the politics. Let her make her own noise and let her distract you. It is the truth and it's totally sensible for the request. Okay, now in such situations, what are we really going to do it? Go on to music, approach her, read through the audiobooks, go through some comedy CDs, or update on to different things which really makes you engaging. Now let's see into a manipulation. Over here, we would like to just tell you the situation can be it's the more we feel frustrated, the more it's going to really have an irritation and anxiety. So in such situations, uh, probably what will be our assertive communication will be through the body language, or it can be if something has been heard, polite people, you can just go to them, just ask them, discuss with them, share their experience, and then probably come and suggest her in a very subtle way. Okay, but the job is also very important, hence you need to really handle the situation very subtly. That's all for the module 3 for communication styles in assertive communication. Thank you.